This is Economics at Amity, British Academy, Dhaka, Bangladesh. Rough narration of the presentation outlines. Chapter 1. Introduction to Economics. Economics. Human behavior. Use of scarce resources to fulfill unlimited human wants. So, basic economic problems. Scarcity, insufficient resources, not enough. Choice, choose among alternatives, decide. Unlimited human wants. Unlimited wants versus resources. Basic economic problems. Inputs, resources. Output, want satisfaction. Wants exceed resources. So scarcity. Scarce resources, economic choices. Choices, opportunity cost. That is, some other want remains unsatisfied. So, most basic questions come. What to produce? How to produce? For whom to produce? Opportunity cost. What to do? Opportunity cost. Value of the next / second best alternative foregone for a particular choice. That is, benefits that could be received from alternative, not always in monetary terms. Trade-off or sacrifice. Opportunity cost of consumption. If I buy a music system, I forego value of a computer. Opportunity cost of decision. If I travel to Nepal, I forego value of traveling to India. Opportunity cost of time. If I watch a movie, I forego value of playing football. Segmenting economics. Microeconomics. Individual segments, entities. For example, a product's price, a worker's job, etc. Macroeconomics. Total economic activity. For example, countries' unemployment, inflation, etc. Production. Production includes all the activities to create goods and services consumers are prepared to pay for to satisfy human needs, wants. Goods, visible and tangible objects or items. Services, invisible and intangible facilities. Products, can be both goods or services, both visible or invisible. Goods, types. Producer. Capital goods, produced for purpose of producing other products, not wanted for their own sake, for example factories, machines to produce shoes. Consumer goods, directly satisfy consumer needs, wants, wanted for their own sake, for example soap, car, TV for personal use. Consumer goods, types. Durable consumer goods, goods which last for a long period of time, for example washing machines, television, computers. Non-durable consumer goods, goods which are perished in a short period of time of being used, for example soap, fresh fish, fresh fruit. Services, types. Direct personal services, give benefit to consumers directly, e.g. services of lawyers, doctors, teachers. Commercial services, facilitate trade and commerce, e.g. banking, insurance, warehousing, advertising, transportation, telecommunication. Various goods, free goods, unlimited in supply, people are not willing to pay, exist without using resources, so, may not have opportunity cost. For example air, sunshine. Economic goods, limited in supply. Consumers are willing to pay. Resources required to produce, so, have opportunity cost, might have been used elsewhere. For example food, cars, machines. Various goods, merit goods, give benefits to society due to production or consumption. For example healthcare, education. Demerit goods, cause harm to society due to production or consumption. For example pollution from cars, wine production. Various goods, public goods, usually government produces. 2 features. Non-excludability. One taking benefits cannot deprive others taking benefit from the same goods. Non-rivalry, usually do not have competition. Merit goods examples, brain foods, fresh fruit, fish oils. Education, schools, colleges. Health services, high-quality child care. Blood and organ donation, using renewable energy, solar power, flood relief schemes. Voluntary work. Demerit goods examples, alcohol abuse and drunk driving, guns and explosives, tobacco, plastic bags and chemical wastes. High-fat foods, violent video games, CFC gases, vandalism, junk mail, internet spam, gambling addiction, substitute versus complementary goods, substitute goods. One good can be used instead of another. For example, toothpaste or tooth powder. Complementary goods. One good requires use of another. For example, cars and petrol. Substitute goods. Examples: paper books and electronic books, PlayStation and Xbox, homeopathic and allopathic medicines, ice cream and coffee, rock concert and classical opera, TV channels and YouTube, newspapers and news websites, matchbox and lighter. Complementary goods. Examples: peanut butter and jelly, printers and ink cartridges, DVD players and DVDs, computer hardware and computer software, paint and paint brushes, bread and butter, tea and sugar. Normal versus inferior goods. Normal goods. Rising incomes demand for a good to rise, for example fashionable clothing, sports cars. Inferior goods. Rising incomes demand for a good to fall, for example cheap clothing, local bus. Resources, factors of production, the basic input elements required to produce, create goods or service. Land, natural resources, labor, human efforts, capital, produced means of production. Enterprise, organizing initiative with risks. So, input, process, output. Factors of production, resources, elements required to produce goods, services. Land, gift of natural resources, egg land, minerals, rivers. Reward, payment for land is rent. Labor, physical or mental human efforts. Reward, payment for labor is wages, salaries. Factors of production, resources, capital. Any man-made produced means of production, egg factory, building, textile machines, etc. Reward, payment for using capital is interest. Enterprise, initiative to organize factors, take decisions and risks for profit. A software firm, a retail shop. Reward, payment for enterprise is profit. This is Economics at Amity, British Academy, Dhaka, Bangladesh. Production Possibility Curve, PPC. How much could be produced using existing resources? Maximum productive capacity, aka production possibility boundary, frontier, shows trade-off between any two products produced. Indicates increasing opportunity cost. That is, producing more guns means less foods. Currently impossible to produce over capacity. Bowed outward from origin. Production Possibility Curve, PPC. Factors shifting PPC. Foreign expatriates working in the country. New inward foreign direct investment. New natural resources discovered and commercially extracted. Improvement of production techniques. Increasing overall efficiency of factors of production. Development and deployment of new and advanced technology. Increase in inward foreign remittance. Enhancement of human resources. Building human capital. Structure of production. Sectors: primary production, primary industry, extracting gifts of natural resources, egg fishing, mining, farming. Secondary production, secondary industry, process basic materials into semi-finished and finished goods, mostly manufacturing and construction-oriented industries, egg furniture, clothing, electronics, building construction. Tertiary production, tertiary industry, service-based firms facilitating final consumers and firms, egg accountancy, doctors, transportation. Bangladesh scenario. Sectors. Importance of sector depends on their contribution to GDP, gross domestic product, and employment involvement. Since 1971, statistical trends show secondary and especially tertiary sectors increased significantly. However, agricultural sector still dominate Bangladeshi economy, but gradually declining. Bangladesh scenario. Sectors. Percent of GDP contribution by each sector, 1985 to 2008. Bangladesh scenario. Causes of changes. Government incentives towards industrial sectors. Incentives like tax holidays, tax-free raw materials, etc. Primary sector jobs are generally low-income oriented. so workers shifted to other sectors. Agricultural sectors. Investors have found manufacturing and service sectors more profitable, thus shifted production resources from agricultural to manufacturing. Tertiary sector especially grown to facilitate secondary sector. A number of banks, insurance companies doubled. Increase in healthcare, education and other social services have also led to significant increase in the tertiary sector. Bangladesh scenario. Sectors. Percent of labor force employed in each sector, 1,980 2008. Employment pattern changes in sectors of Bangladesh. Great shift of labor force from primary to secondary. Still most people, 48%, of Bangladesh work in agriculture. Could not shift, mostly due to lack of education and opportunities. Increased use of modern technology and machineries, tractors, pumps, making agriculture works efficient. Vast growth of construction and real estate businesses in Bangladesh, which are still highly labor-intensive. This is Economics at Amity British Academy, Dhaka, Bangladesh. Factors affecting supply of labor. Number of workers willing and able to work. Also hours. Bigger the population size, generally more labor supply. If more proportion of labor available for employment, that is more people in working age group, more supply of labor. If individual working hours is longer, same as having more people working, usually higher labor supply. Longer the working week and or shorter the holidays, more the supply of labor. Higher the wages and remuneration, higher the supply of labor, as it becomes more lucrative to work. Productivity and efficiency. Productivity, relationship between production of output per unit of input resource over time. That is productivity equals output, input. Efficiency, to create biggest possible profit with smallest possible costs. That is maximum utilization of existing resources by avoiding wastage. Wastefulness is the opposite of efficiency. Productivity is a quantity concept, whilst efficiency is a process-oriented concept. Factors affecting efficiency of labor. Better and more the quality and quantity of social service given to laborers, harder they might work for firm. If working condition is good, clean, hygienic and organized, not dark or stinking, quality and labor efficiency improves. More the workers have education and training, better and efficient work they can provide. Building human capital. Efficiency of laborers depends on efficiency of other factors of production, capital and machines. Higher labor supporting machine productivity may automatically increase efficiency of labor. More the incentives, performance bonus given to the employees, better should be their performance. Factors affecting efficiency of labor. Enabling employees feeling as part of organization by motivation, belongingness, even by simple pat in the back, and thus workers give more effort behind their work. Improving production techniques, using JIT, TQM, etc. Providing positive reinforcement, rewards for good performance, and negative reinforcement, punishment for negligence, may improve workers' efforts. Increase in geographical mobility so that labor could respond more quickly to changes in consumer demand. Effective industrial dispute and grievance management, that is solving workers' grievances, may improve labor efficiency. Implementing division of labor to speed up work process. Positive and negative reinforcement, division, specialization of labor. Productive process of goods or services is broken down into a large number of simple operations, tasks, and each of these operations are assigned to a labor or group of labor. Means specialization of functions and roles in production, introduce machinery, and development of large-scale industry. Advantages of division of labor: more output and productivity. Continuous repetition of same task increases output and productivity of laborers. No wastage of time. No time is wasted in moving from one job to another, since each person is assigned to only one job. Easy training. Save training time and costs, since each person can easily be taught a simple task. Saving of skill. Employees do not have to learn those skills which they do not have to perform. So, greater focus. Greater use of machines. Specification allows more use of machines, since production process is divided into many simple tasks. Disadvantages of division of labor: monotony. Due to the continuous repetition of the same task, employees become bored, and thus inefficient. Loss of craftsmanship. People lose their ability to make things on their own, losing creativity, innovativeness. Risk of unemployment. Whenever technology is an alternative, certain workers may lose jobs, replaced by machines, since their work will no longer be required. Interdependence. Extent of dependency on one another turns high. If one part fails, entire production may fail. Mobility of labor. Mobility of labor concerns the ability and willingness of workers to move, for work, whether from one location or from one occupation to another. It shows how quickly workers can respond and switch with the changes in consumers' demand. So, two types: occupational mobility of labor, geographical mobility of labor. Occupational mobility of labor, it concerns with the willingness and ability of laborers to move from one occupation to another. Barriers, problems. All may not have natural ability required in all occupations. Some professions may require a long period of training. To begin few occupations, huge capital may be required. Sometimes class difference may work as a barrier. Let's think of some examples. Occupational mobility of labor, solutions, policies to assist occupational mobility. Setting up of job information and training centers where workers can know about vacancies at firms and training schemes, so they can train and take the job suit them best. Redundancy payments may be given to workers from their previous workplace which can be used to create capital. Any more we can find? Let's explore and work it out. Geographical mobility of labor. It concerns with the willingness and ability of laborers to move from one location to another, for work. Barriers, problems. High monetary costs to shift from one location to another. Housing shortage in many regions causing high rents. Social ties again are a restriction upon movement since people do not want to leave neighbors, friends and relatives living nearby or within the same location. Education of family members is also another factor to be considered. May be difficult to change children's schools. Let's think of some examples. Geographical mobility of labor, solutions, policies to assist geographical mobility. Financial assistance may be given by firm or by government to the families shifting from one location to another. Government may use its regional policies, schemes to move works to workers' location may be adopted by government. Job information centers may be opened so that workers are aware of vacancies at different firms and different locations. Any more we can find? Let's explore and work it out. This is Economics at Amity British Academy, Dhaka, Bangladesh.